The South China Sea was rocked by breaking news. China building military base at Scarborough Shoal. Social media exploded with concern and outrage. The idea of a Chinese missile site just 120 nautical miles from the Philippine coast was both shocking and terrifying. Politicians demanded answers, and defense analysts speculated about missiles and airstrips rising from the reefs. The public mood grew tense, but Philippine authorities moved quickly to calm the waters. Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad of the Philippine Navy issued a firm denial. There is no verified construction of a Chinese military base at Scarborough Shoal. He stressed that while Chinese presence had increased, there was no evidence of base building or missile deployment. Still, satellite photos and rumors kept uncertainty alive, fueling debate and anxiety. Scarborough Shoal was once again at the center of international attention, with facts more crucial than ever. Scarborough Shoal is a triangle-shaped atoll in the South China Sea, about 120 nautical miles west of Luzon. It's a ring of rocks and reefs enclosing a lagoon rich with fish, sitting on the edge of the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. For decades, Filipino fishermen have depended on the shoal's bounty. For China, Scarborough Shoal, Huangyan Dao, is a symbol of sovereignty and a strategic outpost. Its location near major shipping lanes and Philippine territory makes it a tempting prize. Control over Scarborough means projecting naval and air power and advancing territorial claims. For Manila, it's both a breadbasket and a test of sovereignty. For Beijing, a crucial tile in its South China Sea claims. Every move at Scarborough Shoal is closely watched by both countries and the world. In January 2026, new allegations surfaced. China was installing military hardware at Scarborough Shoal. Some claimed China was building reinforced structures for radar or missile launchers. Others cited intelligence about anti-ship missiles hidden aboard vessels. These reports quickly gained traction, sparking concern about a repeat of China's island-building tactics in the Spratlys. The specter of militarization, especially missiles within striking distance of Philippine towns, sparked widespread alarm. But as days passed, questions grew. Were these structures really military, or just shelters for fishermen? Was the missile talk credible? The rumors highlighted a growing sense of vulnerability in the Philippines, and fears that China was erasing boundaries of restraint. Amid speculation, the Philippine Navy stepped forward to clarify. Rear Admiral Trinidad stated, "We are monitoring Scarborough Shoal closely. There is no confirmed evidence of construction or militarization by China. While Chinese ships are frequently observed, there are no signs of heavy equipment or large-scale infrastructure. Navy images showed only ships and temporary shelters, not cranes or airstrips." Trinidad urged the public to verify information before spreading it, warning that false claims can cause panic and provoke unnecessary confrontations. The Navy's approach: remain vigilant, but stick to facts. Despite clear denial, the Navy acknowledged rising Chinese presence and the risk of escalation. For now, the specter of a new Chinese military base at Scarborough Shoal remains just that, a specter. The difference between a visible ship and a hidden missile site is crucial. Satellite imagery and aerial surveillance show a heavy Chinese presence at Scarborough Shoal, but with limits. Dozens of Chinese vessels, Coast Guard, militia, and sometimes naval, are anchored around the lagoon, often blocking the main entrance. Analysts agree. There's no sign of major land reclamation or permanent construction at Scarborough Shoal. The only visible structures are small, temporary huts for shelter and observation. Claims of hidden missile systems are hard to verify and would be risky for China. For now, the evidence points to persistent patrolling, not the kind of base building that would mark a dramatic escalation. Independent maritime tracking groups help separate fact from fiction. Organizations like the Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative use satellite data to count ship movements at Scarborough Shoal. Their findings: Chinese activity has increased significantly, with up to 30 vessels present on any given day. These include large Coast Guard ships, militia boats, and supply craft, maintaining a near-constant blockade. Philippine Coast Guard ships try to assert presence but are often outnumbered. Despite the intensity, there's still no evidence of permanent infrastructure, just ships and occasional temporary shelters. This pattern keeps pressure on the Philippines without a full-scale military base. Scarborough Shoal is now under near-permanent Chinese watch, making it harder for the Philippines to exercise its rights. For coastal Filipinos, the rising Chinese presence is a daily hardship. Generations of fishermen have depended on Scarborough Shoal's rich fishing grounds. Now, many report being chased away or threatened if they try to enter the lagoon. Catch sizes have dropped, and some have stopped visiting the shoal out of fear. Losing access means lost income, higher seafood prices, and growing resentment, not just against China, but also against the Philippine government's perceived inaction. Scarborough Shoal is seen as part of the national heritage, enshrined in the Constitution, and recognized by international law. Every incident of harassment is felt as an attack on Philippine sovereignty. For many, the fight over Scarborough Shoal is about dignity and the right to live and work in their own waters. The Scarborough Shoal dispute is also a test of international law. In 2016, a UN-backed tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, declaring China's 9-dash line had no legal basis. The decision affirmed Manila's rights to fish and exploit resources in the area. China rejected the ruling, ignored its outcome, and continued enforcing its claims through Coast Guard and militia ships. The international community supported the ruling in principle, but lacked tools to enforce it. Since then, the legal victory has become a rallying point for Filipinos, but the gap between law and reality remains. China's practical control of Scarborough Shoal continues, while the Philippines struggles to assert its rights. In response to China's growing presence, the Philippine government has increased patrols and invested in new ships, often with U.S. support. Joint patrols with the U.S. Navy send a strong message of deterrence. Diplomatically, Manila protests Chinese actions at the UN and in regional forums. Officials warn about the dangers of misinformation. False claims can spark panic or provoke rash decisions. Rear Admiral Trinidad and other leaders stress the need for careful verification of all reports. Escalation can happen fast if decisions are based on rumors. The government monitors Scarborough Shoal closely, tracking every ship movement and satellite image. The goal: protect Philippine rights and sovereignty, while avoiding miscalculation and open conflict. So, is China militarizing Scarborough Shoal? The latest evidence is clear. No confirmed Chinese military base, no missile silos, no large-scale construction. What exists is an unprecedented Chinese presence: Coast Guard, militia, and naval vessels controlling the waters and blocking Filipino access. This ongoing gray zone activity keeps pressure on the Philippines without outright militarization. Scarborough Shoal remains a contested, tightly monitored flashpoint. The real danger lies not just in ships or structures, but in rumors and misinformation that can drive nations to conflict. As the world's eyes remain fixed on Scarborough Shoal, the need for clear reporting and careful diplomacy is more urgent than ever. Scarborough Shoal stands as a symbol of unfinished business in the South China Sea, a place where tension, vigilance, and hope for a just solution all endure.